So I'm giving Parasite. Welcome to Agents of Screen, the first and only place to come to for movie reviews live at the cinema. And we have just seen the Korean film Parasite. We are not live at the cinema, however, because we got access to an exclusive early screening for Parasite courtesy of Bounce Cinema. Shout out to you. If you want to find out more about them, you can check out their socials. All the details will be in the description below. That being said, I am your boy Miles and I'm joined by my fellow agents, Agent S.C.R.E.E.N and Agent Adam. How you doing, guys? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm very good. Very good.
So you ready to get into this film?
I'm ready to talk about this film.
And of course, this is going to be a spoiler-free review. This film has come out since last year, 2019, in the States. Unfortunately, we had to wait over here in the UK. It's not out until February the 7th over here. We got access, as I said, courtesy of Bounce Cinema, to an early screening. We're going to find out now if it was worth the wait. First impression, Parasite. Aaron, what are you saying?
Well, I'm just going to say, I hadn't seen any trailers, didn't know anything about the film.
Okay.
I initially thought the film was Parasite, the anime, but I thought it was based on the anime, the manga, you know, so when I saw the poster, I was like, okay, this isn't it. But for me, for me personally, I thought the film was amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
Adam, how you feel?
Same as Aaron. I didn't see the trailers. You know, I heard about this film. It was picking up a lot of rave reviews. 5-star everywhere. 5-star, 5-star. I'm like, what is this film? So really fortunate to be able to check it out. And I really enjoyed it. It was a good film. I really enjoyed it. Would I say amazing? I don't know if I'll say amazing, but I really enjoyed this film.
My first impression is a bit of an unfortunate one, I would say. And the reason why I say that, I think I suffered somewhat from the hype train that, you know, Oscar nominations, film of the year, film of the decade. I didn't quite agree with that. However, I really, really enjoyed the film. That's why I said it's a bit unfortunate, because that's nothing to do with the film itself.
Yeah.
That's just to do with like the buzz around it. Speaking of which, what did we like about the film? I'm gonna start off and say I thought it was a really intelligent movie. How it was written, can you imagine if it wasn't in the film and you just read it on paper, it would make for an extremely good story that you can read as a novel. And Bong Joon is an extremely talented director. We know his movies, Snowpiercer. If you haven't seen it, go watch that. But you can tell that, you know, some films or some things, like say for example, when you play football, Messi, you think to yourself, how can I get to that level? It doesn't seem very realistic. It makes you appreciate the craft. What are you doing that for?
You've seen it.
Are you coming play on Thursday?
I got a little injury at the moment. You know, I got an injury.
But yeah, as I said, it makes you appreciate the craft. And saying that to say, I appreciate the craft of the direction in this film. What did you guys enjoy?
Yeah, I agree with those sentiments, especially as you're saying about the way the film was directed. No disrespect to other directors, obviously, but I just felt like the way this was put together, you can clearly see that everything was planned, everything was thought of beforehand. He had a set vision, we figured it all out before he even filmed, you know, the first shot. Yeah. It made the film from start to finish. Literally at the end of the film, I just thought, I want to watch this again. I'm not gonna lie.
There was nothing in the film when watching it you thought, no, that wouldn't happen, or that's not realistic, or no, that doesn't make sense. That's a plot hole. There was none of that. None of that.
Or back on what he said, it didn't seem like there was any wasted scenes, any wasted dialogue. There was no filler across the whole story.
Definitely not.
Adam?
Okay, for me, it's not often I watch a film and I'm caught off guard. You know, sometimes I find films a little bit too predictable. Now I'm watching this movie, and you know, it's about a Korean family and just about how they're surviving and trying to make money. Yeah. So I'm watching, and the way it's unfolding, and like you said, it's real intelligent. I'm really enjoying how this film's turning out. And if that film just carried on like that and finished, I'll be like, what a sick film. Then the twist. I did not expect it at all. And it just elevated the film even more. Like I said, thoroughly enjoyed it. It was so good. Did not expect it one little itty bit.
And touching on that, obviously without spoiling, but even as you said, that moment I was watching, I was like, okay, cool. And you know, but the tone, even the tone of the film from that bit just switched up. And you know, that bit, I felt uneasy because I was like, even the way it was shot, I was like, hold on, so what is this? I was like, I had to kind of like, you know, get up and be like, all right, let me sit up properly and prepare myself because I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, the whole tone of the film shifted, and again, it didn't feel out of place. It was just seamless. It was done really well.
So on that as well, yeah, when it switched up. So the film as well, it had real dark but light sense of humor, and the comedy was actually like, it tickled me. It gave me a few little chuckles. And when the film switched up like that, it still kept its humor, and like the way it tied in certain scenarios, it's like, no, it was so, like you said, intelligent, funny, twist up, dark. It was. Yeah, I like the movie. I really like the movie.
And as Aaron said, it's a film that I definitely want to watch again because there's things that you pick up on, things that you... And even, as I said, even though I feel like it's an intelligent film, you can still enjoy the film without like identifying the themes that he's trying to convey, if that makes sense. Yeah. You can just enjoy it for the face value as opposed to thinking, okay, what are they trying to say? What's the satire? Are they speaking about society? Obviously, it's a rich and a poor family. Like, what are they speaking about? And it was also intelligent because they didn't try to make one or the other necessarily the good one. You can't really side with one. They're not necessarily evil or they're not necessarily good. And speaking of the families, that's something else I really enjoyed. The cast. I thought the cast, they all delivered really good performances. Yeah, Aaron?
The cinematography, a lot of the shots looked amazing, and I felt like everything was framed really well. Like, it felt like he had planned this all out, because even in the house, when you kind of first go in there, the framing of like the way the stairs go up and the window looking out into the garden, and considering how initially at the beginning how narrow everything looks, and then once they're on the other side, it's all open space, just the parallel between the two. It was
very deliberate.
It shows the contrast between the two families, the lower class, the upper class, how they're living.
Now that we spoke about our likes, let's get into things that we didn't like as much.
It's not controversial. I don't think this is controversial, but I have zero dislikes. Zero dislikes. For personally, I just my dislike was that it ended and I wanted to watch it again, like straight away, and I couldn't. That was my dislike.
Okay, fair enough. For me personally, I felt like based on a synopsis, I knew something was coming.
Yeah.
I knew a twist was coming somewhere along the line, right?
Wait, what?
No, sorry. See, you knew what the synopsis was before.
Yeah, the synopsis.
Yeah.
You knew nothing.
I didn't know. I just saw a post and I was...
So the synopsis is basically a poor family. They try to infiltrate a rich family until things take an unexpected turn. That's the... Okay. So I know, and there was an unexpected turn coming.
There was.
Right? So I knew there was a turn coming. I just didn't know when. And I think for the first hour, while I enjoyed the story, I was thinking, when is it coming? Like, when is it coming? When is it coming? So I think maybe the first half of it, while I enjoyed it, it did drag a little bit. It's only a little bit because I enjoyed the scenes thoroughly leading up to it. But I was just waiting for that unexpected turn to come.
Okay, for me, I disagree with you. I thought the start, it wasn't a slow build. I actually enjoyed the build up and I enjoyed the momentum. And I
listened to our fucking set.
Yeah, I did. What did you say? You said it was a bit slow for you. You said the start was a bit...
It dragged a little bit.
Yeah. You know, I enjoyed the movie throughout, and like all good movies, it builds and builds and leads up to a climax. The way the movie panned out and the way certain character was treated and what he experienced, I don't think it warranted that kind of behavior. I don't think that should. I don't know why. What triggered him to do that? And then afterwards, very end, I thought was a bit predictable. And yes, it was. For me, it was predictable. And I don't like it when films leave an open book.
Depends what it is.
When it's like, oh, didn't, like Inception, yeah? Like, oh, didn't it move, blah, blah, all that. I don't like, just tell me. You wrote the movie, tell me how it ends.
However, this ending was conclusive though.
Yeah, it was.
That wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't.
It was.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Okay, cool. No, okay, cool. Yeah, no, it is conclusive at that moment in time, but I just want to know what happens next. I want to know what else happens. You know, I want to know more. I just want to know more.
Personally, I felt like there was enough to feel like stamp on the story. This is done. This is the tale of Parasite. This is what happened.
The hardback book. You know, you got the big, the big hardback page, and you get to the end, and there's like a nice little note. So, thank you for reading this. Done. And you put it on the shelf. Next book.
Was the last page sticky?
No. Not one of them books.
I want to know more. I want to know what happens next. I need to know. I want to know. I just want to know.
Speaking of which, what I want to know. See, you said you want to know something. What I want to know from you, man.
Okay.
Or your scores. That's what I need to know.
Okay.
We've discussed the film enough.
Yes.
Now is the time.
Okay.
And that time,
Big
Aaron.
man, let's start. Yes, thank you. Let me hear it.
So as I said, first words that came out of my mouth almost in first impression was the film's amazing. Amazing film, amazing direction, great story, great acting performances. Visually it's great, it's intelligent, it's funny, it's dark.
Hold on, wait. Are you describing me?
Two out of three. 2 out of 3. Not 2 out of 3.
Which two?
2 out of 3. I'll let you figure that one out yourself.
I'll take it. I'll take that.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you.
It's cool. As I said, I didn't get caught in any of the hype. You know, I knew people were talking about the film, but I didn't know for what reason specifically. With that being said, I'm giving Parasite 9.5.
Wow.
That's
9.5.
much.
Yeah, straight 9.5. I said your mileage may vary. It will vary. I know it will. Your mileage may vary, but for
It's a
me,
good film.
for me,
9.5.
it's one of those films where, for me, like I said, obviously there's loads of different directors out there, and every director's got their own style, their own technique, and you know, this film, I just felt like from start to end, it just felt like the film was made with, you know, care and attention, and it was all thought out and planned. Way ahead, and I just really appreciate the way it was put together. I felt happy after the film was done. I was like, I want to watch this again. Like, I legit wanted to watch it again. And I don't think, obviously, I'll see action films and I'll see horrors and whatever else, and you know, you'll grade it in a certain way. But Parasite for me is the film to beat. It's just the film to beat. That's just what it is, man.
Okay, fair enough. So from 9.5 to
Not 9.5, but like I said, it's a good film. Aaron, respect you. You said that with your chest, but 9.5, you're insane. Clearly, for Aaron, this is the best film he's ever seen in his life. But anyway, it must be. But anyway, my score, for me, like I said, I really enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed it all the way throughout. The way it started, what they were showing us, I thought was really clever, and that was enough for me. And then came the twist. I did not expect it at all. And when it came, it just elevated the movie to another level. My dislikes is such a minor thing. It doesn't really take anything away from me. Really enjoyed it. Loved it. Should you watch this? 100% yes. With that said, I am going to score Parasite 8.5.
So 8.5, nice.
8.5.
Very strong
8.5.
scores
Very
thus
strong
far. Speaking of strong, I'm going to give my score. On the flip side of what you said, I think I was slightly caught in the award season hype for this film. You know, like in Mortal Kombat when you're about to do the fatality. I was in that daze, but that's nothing to be fair to do with the film itself. That's stuff going on the outside. That being said, I thoroughly enjoyed the film, and I don't mind that it's been getting those accolades. And the reason why, for a couple reasons. The first one is that it would shine more of a brighter light on foreign cinema, which I think is a very overlooked genre, not just Korean films, just foreign film in general. And also I feel that all the people who say I don't want to watch foreign films because like the subtitles, I can't read them and keep up with the film at the same time.
Sorry. Who's that an impression of? May I ask? What demographic? What dynamic? What culture?
Not any area, not any demographic. It's
Okay,
just
good.
a specific type of no, I can't say. Whoa. To all those people who say they can't watch films with subtitles or just any type of media with subtitles, from me to you, you need to grow up. You need to grow up. If it were Greg, for example, who can't read, then I would understand, but you're not. You're not.
Greg can't read.
No, you can't.
Is that why he's always upset and so down in life?
He struggles quite a lot to read.
Wow.
And I would also like to say Bong Joon-ho, the director, is one of the most talented directors working today. All of the films that I've seen of his thus far have been very thought-provoking, excellently shot, cinematography A1 on all of his films, so you definitely need to check him out. And I think this might be his best film to date. It was a pleasure, honestly. So that being said, I think I've held you enough. My score for Parasite is also...
Also? I know where this is going on. I know, right?
An 8.5.
I'm on. Yeah.
So, speaking of scores, my maths isn't that good. But what I can tell you is that the average between the 3 agents will be in the middle of the screen right now. So thank you for watching. When you finally get a chance to watch Parasite, I want you to come back and tell us what you thought of the film, or if you've even seen it already, then come and tell us. Share your opinion with us. We want to hear what the people have to say. That being said, shout out to Bounce Cinemas yet again. It was a pleasure. And from all of us at Agents of Screen, I have been your boy Miles.
I've been Aaron.
And you have been
Adam.
Yes, I love that. And until the next video coming extremely soon.
Yes.
Peace.